The Forgotten King's Curse. Once, in the heart of an ancient kingdom now lost to time, there reigned a king of unparalleled power and wisdom. His name was Eric, known far and wide as the Unifier. He had brought peace to a land torn by war, uniting warring tribes and building a realm of prosperity. But as with all tales of grandeur, there was a darker side to King Eric's reign, one that history tried to bury, though the land itself could not forget. As King Eric grew older, his mind became obsessed with immortality. Though he had brought peace to the land, he feared that after his death, all would descend into chaos again. So he sought to defy the natural order, consulting with sages, priests, and finally, forbidden sorcerers. After years of searching, he found a way, a ritual so dark and twisted, no one dared speak of it. Deep within the catacombs beneath his grand palace, Eric performed the ritual under a moonless sky. He called upon ancient spirits, offering them everything he had built, his kingdom, his wealth, even his soul. In return, he asked for one thing: eternal life. But the spirits were cunning. They granted Eric his wish, though not in the way he expected. He would live forever, yes, but only in the shadow of his own kingdom, unseen by the world, forgotten by history. As for his beloved kingdom, it was cursed to crumble, its people scattered to the winds, its name erased from memory. The price for his immortality was eternal loneliness and the erasure of everything he had ever loved. Centuries passed. The kingdom fell as foretold, and the name of King Eric vanished from history, just as the spirits had promised. The grand palace became ruins, overtaken by nature. Eric, still alive, watched as everything he had built turned to dust. He roamed the desolate lands, invisible to all who wandered near, his heart filled with regret. Legend has it that on nights when the wind whispers through the ruins, you can still hear the lament of the forgotten king. Some say his spirit lurks in the shadows, waiting for someone to remember his name, hoping that remembrance will lift the curse. But few dare to speak of him, for it is said that anyone who utters the name Eric will share in his fate. Cursed to be forgotten by the world, their legacy turned to dust. One cold autumn night, a wandering bard arrived in the ruined kingdom. He was drawn to the desolate beauty of the place, unaware of the legend. As he sat by a fire, strumming his lute, he sang a song about lost kings and forgotten realms. Unwittingly, he sang of Eric, whose story had come to him in a dream. As the final notes of the song faded into the night, the wind grew still, and from the shadows, a figure appeared. The bard stared in disbelief as the ghostly form of a king stepped into the moonlight, his eyes filled with centuries of sorrow. "You have spoken my name," the king whispered, "and for that, you shall suffer my fate." The bard, trembling, realized too late what he had done. But Eric, weary of his endless curse, offered a bargain. "If you tell my story to the world, if you make them remember me, perhaps the curse will lift. Perhaps I can finally rest." The bard, knowing his fate was sealed either way, agreed. He left the ruins the next morning, traveling from village to village, telling the tale of the forgotten king, hoping that in the telling, he could free the tortured soul. Yet, the tale remains unfinished, for no one knows if Eric's curse was ever lifted. And some say that every storyteller who dares tell the story of the forgotten king is doomed to be forgotten themselves, their name lost to time, just like Eric's. So beware, dear listener, for in hearing this tale, you too may be drawing the attention of the forgotten king and his curse. Will you dare to remember his name? Subscribe the channel to get new story.